Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something powerful today. Every ending is not the end, it's the beginning of something greater. Folded hands. Life has a way of breaking us, shaping us, and rebuilding us in ways we never expect. When something ends, a dream, a friendship, a season of life, it can feel like the whole world has stopped moving. The silence after an ending is loud. The emptiness is real, but if you look closely, you'll realize that endings are not the full stop of your story, they are the comma before something new begins. Every ending is a new beginning, a chance to start fresh, to grow, and to become more than you were before. It's easy to think that when something ends, you failed. Maybe you lost a job, maybe a relationship fell apart, maybe a dream didn't work out the way you hoped. In those moments, it's natural to feel defeated. But remember this, what feels like a breakdown is often a breakthrough in disguise. God doesn't close doors to hurt you, He closes them to guide you. Sometimes He has to end something because what you're holding onto is smaller than what He has planned for you. You just can't see it yet. Think about the seed that must break before it grows. It's buried in the dark, surrounded by dirt, unseen by the world, and yet, that darkness is not the end. It's preparation. The breaking is what makes it bloom. In the same way, your endings are preparing you for your next season. What feels like loss is really transformation. We often spend too much time staring at what's gone instead of looking toward what's coming. We replay the past, ask ourselves, why, and wish we could go back. But you can't start the next chapter of your life if you keep rereading the last one. When you hold on too tightly to what's ended, you block the flow of new blessings waiting to enter your life. There is power in release, in trusting that what's meant for you will always find its way to you. Sometimes, what you call an ending is simply God's way of saying, you've learned what you needed to learn here. Now it's time to move on. Maybe that friendship was temporary because it taught you strength. Maybe that opportunity failed because it was never your purpose. Maybe that heartbreak was necessary to remind you of your worth. Nothing in your life is wasted, not even the pain. Every ending carries wisdom, if you're willing to see it. You must understand that life is about seasons. Summer doesn't last forever, and neither does winter. Every storm eventually runs out of rain. So, when one season ends, don't mourn the loss, celebrate the growth. Because each season is shaping you into the person you were meant to become. Endings are not signs that you're being punished, they are signs that you're being prepared. You're being elevated, you're being positioned for something greater than what you've lost. What you thought was over might just be the start of your most beautiful chapter yet. If you're standing at the edge of something that's ended, take a deep breath. You don't have to rush into the next thing. Trust the timing. The same God who carried you through your last season is already ahead of you in the next one. He never takes without giving, never ends without beginning again. One day, you'll look back and realize that what felt like the end was actually the moment everything started to fall into place. You'll thank God for the closed doors, the lost chances, and the heartbreaks that led you to where you were always meant to be. So, hold your head high, wipe your tears, and whisper to yourself, this is not the end of my story, this is my new beginning. Every ending is not a goodbye, it's a rebirth. It's a divine setup for something better, something brighter, something that was always meant to be yours. Keep walking forward with faith. The best part of your story is still being written. Starting over can be one of the hardest things in life. It takes courage to look at what's been lost, what didn't work, and still find the strength to begin again. When something falls apart, it's easy to believe it's over, to think you've failed, that there's no way forward. But the truth is, starting over isn't failure. It's faith. It's the belief that even after everything, something better can still rise from the ashes. It's the decision to stand up one more time, to take one more step, even when you're tired and unsure. There's a deep beauty in new beginnings. Every sunrise is proof that no night lasts forever. Life may knock you down, but as long as you keep getting up, you're never truly defeated. You might have lost a job, a relationship, a dream, but you haven't lost your purpose. You haven't lost your potential. You still have more chapters to write. And sometimes, God has to clear away the old to make room for the new. He's not punishing you, He's preparing you. People often fear starting over because they think it means going back to zero. But you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from strength. You're starting with experience, with lessons, with scars that remind you of your resilience. Every failure you've faced has taught you something that success never could. Every heartbreak has built compassion. Every mistake has built wisdom. So when you begin again, you're not the same person you were before, you're wiser, tougher, and more ready for what's next. Denzel Washington once said, "Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success." That's the truth. Every time you fall, you learn what doesn't work, and that's just as valuable as discovering what does. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. The people who go the farthest in life are not the ones who never fall, but the ones who never stop getting up. Starting over means trusting that your journey still has meaning, even when the map changes. It means letting go of the idea that you have to have it all figured out. Nobody does. You just take the first step, and then the next, and the path reveals itself as you walk. Faith is not about knowing how everything will work out, it's about believing that it will. Yes, beginning again can feel lonely. It can feel uncertain, but remember, diamonds are formed under pressure. Butterflies are born from struggle. Growth doesn't happen in comfort, it happens when life pushes you to change, to adapt, to rebuild. So instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" start asking, "What is this trying to teach me?" Maybe life isn't breaking you, maybe it's building you. When you start over, start with gratitude. Be thankful for what didn't work out, because it cleared the path for what's meant for you. Be thankful for the lessons, the strength, and the chance to do it better this time. Every new beginning is an invitation to rewrite your story, this time with more courage, more faith, and more wisdom. The truth is, it's never too late. You're never too old, too lost, or too broken to start again. As long as there's breath in your body, there's hope in your heart. You can rebuild your life, your peace, your purpose, one small step at a time. Don't rush it. Don't fear it. Just trust that the same God who gave you the strength to survive will give you the strength to rebuild. So lift your head high, take a deep breath, and remind yourself, this is not the end. You're not behind. You're right where you need to be to start something new. You're not starting over empty, you're starting over full of lessons, full of strength, full of faith. This time, you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience, and that makes all the difference. Letting go of the past is one of the hardest lessons life teaches us. We hold on to memories, mistakes, pain, and people because they once meant everything to us. But as much as we wish to, we can't live in yesterday. The past is like a shadow, it follows you only if you keep walking toward it. To move forward, you have to stop looking behind you. You have to make peace with what happened, forgive who needs forgiving, and allow yourself to breathe again. Everyone carries a past, regrets, losses, heartbreaks, moments we wish we could change. But holding on to what's gone doesn't heal it, it only keeps the wound open. You can't begin a new chapter of your life if your mind is still stuck rereading the last one. There's freedom in release. There's power in deciding that you will no longer let what hurt you control your future. Sometimes, you have to accept that the person you were before the pain no longer exists, and that's okay. Because you're growing. You're becoming someone new. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means learning the lesson and moving on stronger and wiser. The past can be your teacher, but it shouldn't be your prison. You don't need to erase it, you just need to stop living in it. When you replay old mistakes in your mind, you relive the emotions that come with them, guilt, anger, shame. Those emotions keep you chained. The key to freedom is forgiveness, forgiving others, and most importantly, forgiving yourself. You did the best you could with what you knew at the time. Now you know better, so do better. When Denzel Washington speaks about faith and growth, he often reminds people that, you can't climb the ladder of success with your hands in your pockets. The same is true for life, you can't hold on to the past and reach for the future at the same time. You have to let go to rise higher. Sometimes, God removes people, opportunities, or situations from your life not to hurt you but to protect you. Maybe what you lost wasn't meant to stay. Maybe what broke you was actually preparing you. The truth is, letting go is a form of strength. It means you've stopped begging for closure and started creating peace within yourself. It means you trust that the future God has planned is better than the past you're leaving behind. It means you believe in growth, even when it's painful. There will be moments when memories flood back, when nostalgia whispers, "What if?" That's okay. Feel it, then let it pass. Emotions are temporary, your peace is permanent when you choose it. You can't keep carrying yesterday's baggage into tomorrow. It's too heavy, and it will drain your spirit. Drop it. Free yourself. Every day you wake up is another chance to start again, to be lighter, to be freer. The future can't bloom if the soil is still filled with old roots. Make space. Let go of bitterness, let go of disappointment, let go of the need to understand every why. Sometimes the peace you've been praying for begins when you stop asking for explanations and start trusting that everything happened for a reason. Look at how far you've already come. You've survived things you once thought would destroy you. That means you have the strength to let go of anything else that tries to hold you back. Don't let your history steal your destiny. What's ahead is greater than what's behind. The moment you stop living in the past, you start truly living. So take a deep breath. Release the weight. Let your heart unclench. Forgive, accept, and step forward with faith. You can't rewrite what's been written, but you can start a new page today. The past was the lesson, the future is the reward. And you deserve every beautiful thing waiting for you beyond yesterday. Failure is something everyone experiences, yet it's something most people fear. We live in a world that celebrates success but hides struggle, a world that praises victories but forgets the lessons learned from defeat. But the truth is, failure is not the end, it's the foundation upon which strength is built. Every great person you admire, every leader, artist, and achiever, has fallen, stumbled, and failed more times than they've succeeded. The difference is, they didn't stop. They used failure as fuel to rise stronger, wiser, and more determined. When you fail, it hurts. It shakes your confidence, makes you question your worth, and tempts you to give up. But failure is not there to destroy you, it's there to develop you. It reveals what needs to change, what needs to grow, and what you're truly capable of. Denzel Washington once said, "If you're not failing, you're not even trying." That's a truth we all need to remember. Playing it safe might keep you comfortable, but comfort never builds character. Growth comes through challenge, and challenge comes through failure. Failure teaches you resilience, the ability to stand back up no matter how many times you fall. Every time you get back up, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your circumstances. Failure also teaches humility. It reminds you that you still have room to learn, that success isn't about being perfect, but about being persistent. Those who succeed don't do so because they never fall, they succeed because they never stop getting up. When you fail, you gain perspective. You start to see life differently, more clearly. You realize that what you thought was a setback was actually a setup for something better. Sometimes God allows failure not to punish you, but to redirect you. Maybe that job you didn't get wasn't meant for you. Maybe that plan that fell apart was never part of your purpose. Failure doesn't close your path, it redirects your steps. What's meant for you won't miss you, but sometimes you have to fail your way into it. Each failure carries a lesson, but you have to be willing to look for it. Too many people let failure define them instead of refine them. They stop trying because they believe failure means they're not good enough. But failure only means you're growing. Every mistake holds wisdom if you're humble enough to learn from it. The key is to fall forward, not backward, not sideways, but forward. Every time you fall forward, you move closer to where you're supposed to be. The greatest comebacks are born from the hardest falls. Think about it. A muscle only grows when it's torn, and steel only becomes strong after it's been through the fire. The same is true for you. You can't become who you're meant to be without facing failure. Every time you rise after a setback, you're building mental, emotional, and spiritual muscle. You're becoming unshakable. Failure also humbles you enough to appreciate success when it finally arrives. If life were always easy, you wouldn't value the victories. The struggle gives meaning to the triumph. The pain gives depth to your gratitude. The climb makes the view worth it. So the next time you fail, don't run from it. Sit with it, learn from it, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? Let it strengthen your character instead of weakening your spirit. Remember that even when you fall, God doesn't see failure, He sees progress. He sees growth. He sees you becoming the person you were created to be. You can't avoid failure, but you can choose how you respond to it. You can either let it break you or build you. And if you decide to let it build you, nothing in this world can stop your comeback. Because failure is not final. It's just the beginning of your next rise. Every stumble is a step toward greatness, every fall, a chance to stand taller. The pain you feel today will become the strength you use tomorrow. Keep going. Your comeback story is already being written. Faith is the foundation of every true comeback, every new beginning, and every miracle. It's what keeps you standing when everything around you is falling apart. Life will test you, not once, but over and over. You'll face moments when you can't see the way forward, when your plans fail, and when you feel completely alone. In those moments, it's not strength that carries you, it's faith. Faith that something greater is guiding you. Faith that your story isn't over yet. There will be days when nothing makes sense, when your prayers seem unanswered, when the doors you wanted to open stay shut. But just because God is silent doesn't mean He's absent. Sometimes His silence means He's working on something behind the scenes that you can't see yet. Faith means trusting His timing even when you don't understand it. Denzel Washington often says, "Put God first in everything you do." Those aren't just words, they're a way of living. When you put faith before fear, peace before panic, and purpose before pride, you begin to walk with strength that the world can't shake. Having faith doesn't mean life gets easier, it means you stop fighting battles that aren't yours to fight. It means you trust that what's meant for you will find you, not because of luck, but because of divine alignment. You stop chasing and start believing. You stop worrying about what you can't control and start focusing on what you can, your attitude, your effort, your patience. Faith teaches you that every detour has a direction, every delay has a reason, and every hardship has a hidden blessing. There will be times when you fall. Everyone does. But faith reminds you that falling doesn't mean failing. It means you're human, and you're still learning. Every time you get back up, you're proving that your faith is stronger than your fear. The storms in life aren't there to drown you, they're there to teach you how to walk on water. When you walk by faith, you begin to see that pain has purpose. You realize that every disappointment prepared you for something greater. Maybe that door didn't open because God had a better one waiting. Maybe that relationship ended because you needed to learn self-worth first. Maybe that failure wasn't rejection, it was redirection. When you look back later, you'll see how every moment that hurt was actually leading you to healing. Faith isn't just believing when things are good, it's believing when everything looks impossible. It's standing in the dark and trusting that the light will come. It's saying, "I don't know how, but I know who." It's surrendering your plans so that God can give you His, and His plans are always bigger, better, and more beautiful than anything you imagined. The truth is, the road of faith isn't always smooth. You'll have doubts, you'll get tired, and you'll question yourself. But that's okay, even faith grows through struggle. Every test you face is an opportunity to strengthen your trust. And when you come out on the other side, you'll realize that what kept you going wasn't your own power, it was the quiet strength of knowing you were never walking alone. So don't give up. No matter how dark it gets, keep believing. Keep trusting. Your breakthrough might be one prayer away, one act of courage away, one step of faith away. You may not see it yet, but God is already ahead of you, aligning everything in your favor. You just have to keep moving forward. One day, you'll look back and understand why things had to happen the way they did. You'll see that every closed door, every delay, and every tear was part of a greater plan, a plan to build your character, deepen your faith, and lead you exactly where you're meant to be. So hold on, don't lose hope. Your story isn't over, it's just getting started. And with faith, the best is always yet to come.